Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Last Line of Defense. In the previous episode, we sent our operatives to Japan after reports of more alien abductions. After a speedy success, we returned to Xcom HQ, and we were greeted with the discovery of meld recombination, which allows us to construct the necessary facilities to make augmented operatives. In addition to this, Paulak's recent promotion allowed for a fifth operative to join the squad on missions. This would prove fatal for Humberto Marquez, who was our first casualty within the Xcom. Despite this, the mission was a success and several promotions were handed out. It wasn't long before the council had a mission for us in faraway Russia.
You gonna be alright? Oui, I'll be fine, Papa. It's getting more and more dangerous out there. I know, but this job is the only thing keeping the invaders from completely succeeding in whatever they are trying to do. I will continue to fight them, supporting my squad, my friends, until we claim the victoire finale. I am proud of you, ma fille.
So welcome to Russia. As you can probably tell before we start, Aline O'Sullivan is a completely random person who has nothing to do with the team that you saw at the end of last episode. This is because during the recording session I was having, OBS actually crashed and I lost the footage of the whole of the previous mission without realizing, which meant that we are one mission ahead now. We are in Russia. This is not a council mission. This is a normal alien abduction. We have a lot of new members and rookies, as well as Fang Ying Yang, and we've also got Mohammed Suleiman, who are both squaddies. One's a heavy, Yang is a sniper. Yang was on the previous mission and she ranked up during that. We've also got Tatiana Ilyushina and also we've got O'Sullivan. Both of those are rookies and they will be helping Paulak during this mission. As usual, Paulak totally unscathed in the last mission, so she's going to be leading. She is a lieutenant at this point. And we spot some Finmen in this mission. We just got to kill them all. This is just a normal alien abduction. We can also see the meld canister behind there. So Paulak has spotted them, but she can't really do anything. I try and see if I can throw a frag grenade. I actually can throw a frag grenade right in there. Thing, so I do that just to kill them both. I don't really want any of my rookies dying straight away, so 2 more kills for Paulak as she clears the way for the rest of her team to be able to do that. I send Yang to the edge of the room right to the door so that she can get the meld canister. It's a 6-turn meld, so should be more than easy to get to that. I'm going to send Suleiman into that room. I just kind of want to get eyes into the room, see if there's another meld canister in there. There's in fact no meld canisters, but there are 2 floaters over there, which I cannot get range. I can get range of one of them, but that's not good enough. So we're going to send Ilyushina to move up. She's going to go into Overwatch as well. And then I'm going to send Sullivan to... I'm getting confused between Sullivan and Sullivan. They both sound so similar. I'm going to send O'Sullivan to the room just to take an Overwatch shot. Now, because of the movement of that floater, it triggers Overwatch, which I believe that is Ilyushina misses, which isn't too good. And then another floater triggering the Overwatch of Suleiman, who is going to shoot and deal 4 damage, killing that one in the Overwatch shot. A very good shot, very nice to get one down. Paulak is going to follow along with Yang. Going to select Yang to open the door first, see if there's any enemies around. There doesn't seem to be any, so I'm just going to move her to collect that meld straight away, and that doesn't trigger any more aliens either, which is great. So the meld collected, I'm going to push her. I can't choose between pushing her back or forward. I choose that forward might be the best option, so I choose to move her forward, and then Paulak doesn't seem to do anything yet. So I'm going to move Suleiman over so that he can get an Overwatch on, and then I'm going to send Ilyushina up, but the floater was in Overwatch and gets a reaction shot, luckily misses. So Ilyushina is totally fine, and they're going to put her into Overwatch, I believe, because 45%. No, I'm going to try and shoot it for 45%, which is gonna miss, and I'm not surprised that that missed, to be honest. 45% is a pretty low chance. I usually only go for shots that I have to go for if it's lower than 50, or things that are above 50. I will usually go for, as you can probably tell from the previous episodes. O'Sullivan is going to move up as well. She's going to dash up, which might be a bad idea. Meanwhile, Polak is going to run up. I'm going to put her behind the Mel canister so she can support Yang. I split up the squad into 2. What's great about having big squads of 5 or more is that I can do that. The floater, however, shoots at Hiroshima and she dies. Another casualty for the Xcom 2 in 2 episodes. It's not going too well now to do that. Meanwhile, Yang is going to open that storefront up, going to try and get some not footage, but like some view of that. I'm going to put it into Overwatch with her pistol because I kind of wanted to cover Polak just in case. Meanwhile, Suleiman and O'Sullivan are going to have to try and avenge the loss of Hiroshima, sorry. 45% chance to do anything. It's gonna miss again. I'm not entirely sure. I think I'm just doing it out of desperation now, to be honest. It's like, oh, I need to get this guy killed. He's killed one of my own. How could they? Polak's gonna go into run and gun. I'm gonna get her as far forward as possible, try and see if there's any enemies around. However, after running and going that far, it doesn't get anything. But it allows me to put it into Overwatch, which is exactly what I want to do. Just in case. I'm gonna try and fire a rocket with Suleiman, but there doesn't seem to be enough range to do that, so I'm just going to have to try and move him forward. However, because of where he is, and in XCOM 1 you can't really get good cover, and you can't jump over cover, sorry, which is really dumb, and I'm really happy that they added that in XCOM 2, being able to jump over half cover. I'm just going to put him into Overwatch, so that if the floater moves up, he's going to get shot. In fact, he moves away and doesn't come back. So we know there's a floater around. We don't entirely know where he is gone to, but we know he's definitely moved around for that. Polak just going to move around forwards. She spots, the other 2 floaters on the map. They take positions on either side of the doorway, so she's got good shots on both of them, really. Well, not good shots, but she has shots on both of them, not that she's going to take any. So I'm just going to put her into Overwatch. Meanwhile, Yang is going to move up. I'm going to prepare her for a sniper shot for later. She gets a possibility to shoot at it, but I choose to just put her into Overwatch with her pistol so that she can snipe it next turn. Meanwhile, O'Sullivan is going to move up, try and spot the floater, which she does, and she gets a good 65% chance to hit, which she's going to take, hopefully shooting it down and doing enough damage to take him out, which is great, giving her a kill and also allowing Suleiman to move up and support the other 2 women on her team, who are going to do an Overwatch shot against that floater who moves away. Both of them miss, however, mostly because he's behind hard cover and he's flying. Gives him slightly more of a defensive bonus, which is kind of irritating. But both these floaters don't really do anything. This one's going to move. Is he going to fire? I'm not entirely sure. No, he's just going to go into Overwatch. As you can see, there was a little split there. That is because there was a crash, so I had to restart the game. The floater gets killed by a 49%, which is pretty lucky, I've got to say. Usually doesn't get that lucky, to be honest. Once again, as I repeated myself, 50% or over is usually a really good chance to take it. I mean, it's either you hit it or you don't, really, at that point. I'm choosing to dash Suleiman behind the door and not kick through the door, just in case there's any more aliens around the side, but it doesn't seem to be. In the alien activity, nothing happens, which means that the remaining floater is either just gone in a different direction. Once again, here we can see the problem with having a like, you can't run over stuff. You kind of, you can't climb over half cover, which is a bit annoying. I'm going to choose to reload with Polak because she's running low on ammo. I'm also going to put Yang on Overwatch with her sniper, which should give her some good bonuses to start.
That's what we're looking for.
We can see the other melds over there. We can open the door to see if we can see the floater. No one in these counters over there, so just going to put him on Overwatch. Meanwhile, Sullivan is going to run towards the meld. She's going to take hard cover behind that truck, go into Overwatch. Hopefully the floater will show his face in his turn. And in fact, I can hear that there is an alien either above or across. In fact, there is the floater. He took some things. Suleiman takes another shot and kills him, succeeding in completing the mission and getting him 1 kill, despite our 1 death. I can't quite remember it, Doc. It happened so fast.
One minute there was 2 of the floating bastards caught unawares, enough for a motor to cut one down. The next Hattie was on the floor. I don't even think she felt a thing. Her expression was so normal, you know? I'll tell you what, when my shot ran right through his body and it squirmed on the pavement, it felt so good, and she could rest in peace. At least she died on her home soil.
So we return to base, having lost one of our members once again to alien fire. The squad, however, does get a promotion in O'Sullivan, who becomes a support squaddy, which is good since we only have one support at the moment, and that is Vargas. We get panic reduction and 200 gold, 200 monies from that mission, which is a pretty good amount of money. I'm looking at what I can build. There's not really much I can really buy or make. I look into my facilities quickly. There's quite a few things actually beginning to be built. I look at my research as well very quickly. I also have some medals to give. I actually choose to do some of that. I've got urban combat medals to give, which I'm going to give to O'Sullivan, just because that gives her a bonus in defense, and I feel like I'm going to be using her quite a bit in the future. Although as soon as Vargas comes back from his injuries, I'll definitely be putting him up instead, but her having a medal is better than nothing. I also got a defender's medal to give, which I'm going to give to, choosing where to give it to Yang or Sullivan. I think I'd go for Yang, because I believe that one gives a defense in cover, which, you know, as a sniper she's going to be using quite a bit. Also, once again, if Endo's there, then I'm going to be using Endo over Yang, just because of the way that I choose things, I guess. And the International Service Cross I'm going to be giving to Suleiman, so that all my front members have it. Now, the International Service Cross, you didn't get to see me choose what it does because of the loss of footage, but basically it gives +2 will per international member, so people of different nationalities will give a buff to this person. Now, India and Australia is not looking too good in terms of panic reduction. Like, we need to get a panic reducing mission over there. They're too close to being panicked. But I'm just going to scan for activity, see what happens. We get our arc thrower, which is going to be necessary for when we want to capture a live alien, which I must confess is not going to happen for quite a while. But it's good to have one really early on. It leads to quite a few new things as well. Now, I got the ability to make carapace armor, beam weapons, also got all these autopsies, but I'm not going to do the autopsies yet, and you'll see why later. So we choose to go for the alien computers, which will give better ships. Basically all my ships will be better, I'm assuming, and then a bunch of my people actually get better. Literally they get better, like they get healed. And we complete our first laboratory for the facilities, giving us a bunch of new scientists and reducing the amount of time is going to be taking for research. Is also going to escalate 2 more places, one to put a generator, the other one to put another laboratory of some kind. Also looking more, because I kind of want to build up a city as well, so I'm going to choose. Now the priority is to build an alien containment, but that doesn't happen, so I'm choosing where to put a cybernetics lab, a foundry, a genetics lab. I'm kind of edging towards the foundry because the foundry gives us all the weapon upgrades and everything, and I just think it's so much more useful at this point, considering the fact that we don't need to do the cybernetics, and cybernetics and the genetics, they cost money with afterwards, whilst the foundry, sure, it costs money, but it's definitely not as much, and it's much more useful. After scanning a bit more, we get some satellite uplinks. All that beautiful satelliting. Look, that guy's pointing. It must be working. Point better. So yeah, satellite uplink, very, very important, and you're going to see why momentarily as I go into the situation room. And I'm going to put my satellites into Brazil and Argentina because I want to be able to get the heat we have ways bonus. Now, we have no interceptors in those 2 places, but that shouldn't be too much of a problem. So now that we have that, we can get the we have ways bonus, which allows us to get automatic and instant autopsies in these areas.
The Tall One has, up until this point, been unofficially referred to as the Thin Man. Initial testing has revealed a concerted effort by the aliens to modify this specimen's genetic structure in such a way as to make it appear human. However, on closer inspection, they seem to have had some trouble concealing the eyes, which appear to be reptilian in nature. Although I'm sure you can make the connection yourself, we've designated this particular specimen as a floater. The research team is continuing in its efforts to determine how the aliens prevented the organic tissue from rejecting the mechanical components, as they seem to work in perfect harmony with one another. We've made a number of interesting discoveries based on the autopsy results of the alien specimen you brought back. The research team is now referring to this particular variation as a sectoid, based on the unusual structure of its internal organs, which we believe to be the product of genetic manipulation. As we've seen in the field, this species also seems to harbor some sort of telepathic ability.
So, having autopsied those 3 possible aliens to autopsy, we have now got a bunch of new research, mostly to do with our flight components, so nothing actually useful at the moment, but it will come useful in the future. Also, we've got a bunch of things that's going to be excavated and finished within the coming day, which is great because that's exactly what we want. We've also got Valen, who's just going to be chatting shit for a minute, and you know, if you want to read it, it's there, so that's pretty much why it's there. Also, I think I'll just go and make a coffee or something. So I'm going to scan for activity, wait for those workshops and everything to be completed, and the excavations as well. With the workshop and the laboratory, we get some nice bonuses to both our engineers and our scientists, which is great. So we're going to assign a new project and don't really know what to do. We've got a foundry happening in 2 days, more excavation happening, so it's all good pretty much. We've just got to wait out. We've only got 6 credits anyway, so we can't really do anything with that. And the alien nav computer is also completed, which gives us the ability to do the satellite nexus, which is a better satellite uplink, but we can't destroy the satellite uplink yet, so we can't really do that. And we got a choice between the UFO power source, beam weapons, or carapace. I'm going to go for the beam weapons just because 10 days over 11 days, you know, is kind of better. And the beam weapons are just going to be better than getting shot, since I don't really get shot at the moment. And here we have the foundry having been completed. Foundry very useful, as I said. It upgrades your med kits, your things. Just gives us a lot of research upgrades, but the research in a kind of more material thing rather than actual scientific stuff. So we got things like stealth satellites, upgrades for our scope, our tactical rigging, which allows us to carry us more stuff, heavy weapons platform, which is really cool. So yeah, things like that. So we're just gonna go situation room. We've got a new interceptor in South America just in case, which happens. We've got a satellite thing. The access lift has been completed, so we get a rebound. So we get $5 from that just for that, because we got a workshop. Gives us a nice rebate on everything. So yeah, nothing much happening. We're just going to go scan for more activity, and then we get a council mission. This is a special council mission. This is for one of the DLCs for the game, Operation Slingshot, in which a member of the Triad Criminal Organization has reached out for help. So we've got a squad which we're just going to edit a little bit so that it's not all shitty, and then once that's edited, as you can see, you change a bit of the camo colors and things like that. We go off to China.
You must be my contacts. No one who fears reprisal would make an entrance like that. Not so different from killing a man. It won't take long for them to realize I'm missing, especially since I've got this thing with me. If you take me with you, it's all yours.
That's our man. And it looks like he's got the package with him. We'll need to get him back to the extraction point in one piece. His former employers, not to mention the invaders, will be looking for him. Objective updated.
So that is our mission. We have to take Shang, a Chinese Triad informant, to the extraction zone. We have just one new rookie over here. We have Yvonne Guzman. On the move. But the rest of the team is our very elite. From the first mission we have Vargas, Porlac, Endo, and Fournier right there. Endo's actually not doing too good. She's only a corporal. Meanwhile, Porlac and Vargas are both lieutenants. No, it's not. Vargas is a sergeant. Fournier is a lieutenant. She's got our own little nicknames. I haven't really been using because you didn't get to see the last mission where I used them all and they all got injured. But hey, that happens.
I'm not sure where my boss got this
so yeah,
thing,
so Shang is
but he was
just
taking
going
offers from a
to
variety
hunker down
of
for most of
bidders.
this. He always becomes a heavy
Regardless
once you
of their
capture him. It's
intentions.
really annoying. Not capture him, but take him from the to the extraction zone. And it's really quite annoying because it's not really the most interesting of thing. It's not really what you need. Thin men come from the ceiling, go into Overwatch. They actually get shot at a lot, as you can probably tell. However, all 4 of my members miss, which is brilliant. That's exactly what you want to happen. So we have someone behind us and someone in front of us. So Porlac is just going to fire behind. 75% hits him, dies. It's all good. Critical hit, in fact. Well done, Porlac. Never doubted you 1 second, to be honest. Endo's got a first sniper shot that we've ever seen ever. So she's going to shoot and kill him. First kill ever that we ever see on camera of a sniper actually doing its job. This map allows for that to happen because people are just going to very slowly. It's a very small map. It's in a graveyard, which means you move up very, very slowly. There's a lot of cover. It also means that you kind of, as a player, want to move up slowly. You want to get as much cover as possible every single time you move up. Going into small hops rather than huge dashes, which happens a lot in the main missions. Going into Overwatch. Also, having aliens come from above, just in anywhere, mostly Fin men. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's only Fin men. Going up and again, so it allows for more variety and allows for the sniper to actually be able to shoot a lot, especially with squad sight enabled finally, which I'm pretty sure she has. Meanwhile, Porlac is just going to move up once again. We're just going to do more movements ahead, take some cover, go into Overwatch, take some cover, go into Overwatch. That's pretty much just going to be the general gist of this mission. It also allows, which is really good, these kinds of missions are why, like, they show the difference between someone who's just going to rush to get to the objective and someone who knows how to actually play the game and allow people to cover each other, get all the arcs and fire. This one's going to take a shot in Overwatch and actually kills the Thin Man in Overwatch, which is fantastic for a rookie to be able to do that. Her aim must be substantially normal. Just get a lucky Overwatch shot, to be honest. Probably wasn't more than that. Vargas is going to reload. Fournier is going to move up to the right side of the graveyard, whilst the rest of the team is going up the left. Zhang is going to follow her. Probably not the best of ideas, but I'm pretty confident that everyone can kind of cover each other's line of fires and stuff. In the end turn, the aliens don't do anything, so Porlac's just going to run up behind hard cover and go into Overwatch. Actually, I think I'm going to... No, I do go into Overwatch. She's going to reload soon, though. Guzman is going to run up behind the middle into the tree, try and get a good position on everything. She goes into Overwatch as well. Vargas also going to go into Overwatch. And Endo is going to probably dash up, I think is what I choose to do. You can't get into good cover or good range, so I'm just going to choose to dash up towards the middle, get into a good position for later. Meanwhile, Fournier is going to run up, get some good cover, well, some it's decent cover enough, right behind that small wall here, and then Zhang is going to join in behind her.
But now we all
Go
face a
hunker
common
down.
Heads up, Commander. We've got an intermittent contact. It's something
And
different
here we
from
have
the
our
others.
first ever chrysalids. Chrysalids are... Oh, and also a Thin Man just right in front of Guzman, who's going to probably get shot by quite a few people. Yep, 4 members all shoot. He gets hit by 3 of the 4. He gets completely destroyed, basically. Now, the Chrysalid is a close combat specialist. Really dangerous, can kill a lot of people very, very quickly. And is probably one of my second most hated enemies in this game. Not hated, but, you know, like, they're definitely the kind of enemy you do not underestimate compared to sectoids, which you don't really care about much. So yeah, Fournier is going to go over to the C if she can spot the Chrysalid. Going to try and take a shot at it with 60% chance to hit. Thought, why not? She shoots, misses, but the hollow targeting has been activated, which allows for a 10% aim buff. Shang is going to run away. He does not want to get killed by that chrysalid. That is a wise choice. Put her head down. Polak's going to move up. I'm going to actually get her to reload, not move up. That is a more intelligent thing to do. Guzman is going to go up. She is most likely going to go into Overwatch rather than anything. Let the chrysalid come forward. If the chrysalid get killed, that would be great. So the chrysalid moves up, gets shot by Guzman, who misses completely because the hollow targeting is no longer inactive. So it allows it to go forward, but the next Overwatch shot from Vargas goes up. Vargas also misses. That chrysalid is a fast motherfucker. And everyone is missing their shots, which is not good. And another Overwatch, this time from Endo, who's going to be doing his sniper. All snipers Overwatch in slow motion, which is kind of annoying, especially when they do a miss. Like, great, fantastic. I really need to see you miss in slow motion there. So another miss, 3 misses from all of those. However, the chrysalid wasn't able to get in range this turn, which allows us a whole turn to shoot at it all we want without any fear of reprisal. So Polak is going to go up. She's going behind that. She's going to put a shot into the back of the chrysalid. 89%, shoots it, full damage, 5 damage, not a critical, which is a shame. Also, Guzman have to reload, which is really annoying, so I'm going to choose to throw a grenade instead. Just make sure not to hit Vargas. Equivalently, yeah, I'm just going to choose to reload. I think Vargas can take the care of himself, especially since 100% chance to hit should be more than enough to kill it. So Vargas gets himself his kill, and the chrysalid is down. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Endo is going to move up, go switch to her pistol, and go into Overwatch. Meanwhile, Fournier is just going to reload, stay where she is, and Sang is going to move up and dash in front of Fournier to be able to get
We're receiving reports of heavy X-ray activity in that area. Enemy forces are likely closing on your location.
We have a thin man who just lands behind a wall. Another thin man. Is that a sectoid? That is a sectoid behind the car. Endo misses her Overwatch shot with a pistol. We weren't really surprised about that. Her aim is pretty terrible at this point. And Vargas has to reload, which is kind of irritating, which means I either have a choice of reloading or throwing a grenade. Choose to reload. I think that's better. I accidentally, with Endo, shoot with her pistol. I'm really annoyed about that. So she only does 1 damage. It's kind of a waste of whole shot. She could have just switched to her sniper and probably done full damage there. Also, this sectoid really irritating, so I'm just going to throw a grenade at him. Don't really want him to do anything, so just throw a grenade, blow up the car, break all the cover. Everyone's happy. That sectoid is down. Shang's turn. He's just going to head down, because he cannot reach that point straight away. Probably a bad idea. Probably should have just waited until the thin man was dead to just move him up. Thin man shoots at Polak, misses luckily. Now Polak does not have lightning reflexes, and this is the exact moment where you would have wanted her to, just to make sure that that was a miss. So I'm just going to shoot at the thin man, 67% chance to hit. And actually manages to kill him, which is great. But at that point, I'm like, oh, I could have moved Shang up, damn it. Okay. Just going to move Guzman up. She's going to take cover, go into Overwatch, just in case another alien pops down. But no one pops down. Car explodes though, which sets fire to the other car, I believe, next to it. And it blows up as well. Between two, just a bunch of wreckage. This is like really destroying this. And Shang is just going to run up. He can get to this turn. Thought he couldn't, but apparently he can. So there we go, and that ends the mission. A great success.
I am alive. But the life I had is gone now. Funny that my life should take such an unexpected path. Turning my back on old friends to defeat a common enemy.
The Triad won't be happy that we have aided one of theirs in betraying them. You are aware that this will have huge consequences in the future. I realize that you do what the Council asks of you, but the Council is made up of bureaucratic ideologists who have no thoughts other than how to protect their own lives. I hope it's worth the risks, that's all. I hope that it won't lead to the death of us, or the disunity of humanity. Just please don't allow me to say that I told you so. But anyway, are we still on for dinner tonight?
So coming back from that mission, we get 4 whole promotions. Paulak goes to Captain, which is brilliant. She either gets Bring 'em On or Close Combat Specialist, and we're going to go for Close Combat Specialist, which gives a free shot within any enemy that comes within 4 tiles. It's like a free Overwatch. Vargas becomes a lieutenant, and we're going to give him revive, which is just better than suppression when it comes to the support. Endo is a sergeant. She gets her little nickname, which is Ice, and she gets Damn Good Ground, which gives +10 aim and defense when she is above. And also Guzman becomes a sniper. We also get the Council's Medal of Honor, which is brilliant, as well as chrysalid autopsy and other stuff. We get a bunch of money, a bunch of engineers, and a bunch of scientists as well.
Based on what we've seen in the field so far, including several grotesque examples of trauma resulting from the emergence of its young, we've taken to calling this specimen a chrysalid.
Really good information given there by the doctor, but we get a bunch of new upgrades such as chitin pivoting, needle grenade, and the bioelectric skin for our genetics. Going to continue researching beam weapons, but that will be all for today, and I will see you next episode.